welcome. Episode 10, Habari Live. Let's get it going this morning. We have another great week, another great special guest in with us today. We're going to make sure that we get you guys educated on what's going on this week and what's happening in the news and entertainment. I'm Dip Lane. We got Aisha. She's helping out with doing some baby duty right now. But hey, not actually duty, but duty. D-U-T-Y. Yeah, man. I should have been stand-up. But hey, this week we have Nicole Mayfield from You Matter Too organization. And we also have Habari Weekly and the Hollywood Hotness going. So let's get it going. First, we want to introduce our guest, a leader in the community, the owner of the You Matter Too, which is a minority-owned, woman-owned nonprofit organization, mainly focused on helping children who are victims of bullying in the public schools of Maricopa County. Miss Nicole Mayfield here.
Greetings, people. Greetings. Good morning, all.
I love your energy.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. We love what you're doing. And I first wanted to ask, how did you come up with the idea to get this organization going?
Well, back in 2017, I was tired of seeing all these babies going through my news feed on social media that, committed suicide because of being bullied and the schools weren't doing anything. So I was like, you know what? I said, Lord, you going to have to help me help these babies.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? You Matter Too. Actually, my brother came up with the name for me.
Okay.
And I just ran with it. Yeah. So I stole it from him, but I just ran with it. So, just basically, trying to reach these kids, being proactive instead of reactive when these kids are, like I said, they in these schools and feeling nobody care about them. They're getting bullied and we know, and sorry to say, but these schools ain't helping them. So I was like, you know what, let me become this advocate and get out there and do what I can do to reach these babies.
Man, we applaud you because not everyone wants to take their time to take care of other people's kids.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Especially in today's environment when it comes to children. No one wants to listen to anyone.
Right.
And kids don't want to listen to anyone.
Right.
So it's a tough situation that you're putting yourself into in the middle of this.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges that you faced so far creating and running a charity and some of the things that you faced from the parents and kids?
Oh, Lord. Well, actually, what I've faced as of late is just this COVID, being able to get out into the schools.
Yeah.
And then the challenges, with the schools, they don't even want to admit that there's a problem.
Right.
They don't want to admit there's a problem. Again, they become reactive when, they got a student that has committed suicide, and then now their school is on the TV.
Right.
Being told, they're probably being told, oh well, the parents went to the schools, they went to the principals, nobody did anything. Now they baby is 6 feet under.
Right.
So the challenge is getting these schools to basically know for real what the meaning of bullying is. No, it's not just, somebody having a bad day.
Right.
They have to know the definition of being bullied, and if a kid is coming to you telling you that somebody's bothering them day in and day out and you doing nothing about it, there's a problem. There's a problem.
Going back to even when I was in junior high and in elementary school, they have a listening problem. And they already have in their mind what they think of you as a student.
Right.
Because they put you in a certain section or because they thought of you what your brother was or what your sister was or maybe even what your parent was when they were in school.
Exactly.
And they put you in that box with them. If they've done bad when they were there, then you're bad. And they're not going to listen to you. They expect you to do what your brother or cousin did.
Exactly.
So that is a bad thing that we see in schools continuously.
Right.
And they just won't listen. We have counselors. They probably too overworked.
Right.
They're not. There's not enough money being funneled into the schools. We're not doing anything to help the children when they do have issues. Who do they talk to?
Right.
I mean, the counselors. Come on. We want somebody that's more personal for them.
Exactly. Their peers. Yeah.
Right.
Yep, exactly.
So it's tough. I understand that. What were some of the challenges you faced to get revenue going, to get people to to give to you to generate revenue for you can help out a little bit more?
That's something that I'm still facing. But right now, just getting the grants and again funding this by myself. My thing is, even if I don't get a penny from anybody,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna do this work.
Right.
I'm still gonna do this work because they mean that much to me.
Mm-hmm.
But just again, just getting people to see the seriousness behind it.
Right.
And when they do get the funding, will start coming. Yeah, I have a few that will give here and there, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
appreciative of. But when they see the bigger issue,
Right.
hopefully they will see and get the funding in so I can do more and get to more schools and not just in Arizona. I want to reach this nationwide.
Right.
I want to take this nationwide.
Yeah, I've seen that you were and you've been in 27 schools, right? Throughout Maricopa.
Yeah.
So that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
You spreading your wings out throughout the city, letting people know exactly what you're trying to do for them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask Jimmy real fast. Jimmy, you're in high school.
Yeah.
What do you see with bullying in schools? Do you see issues with that going through your years that you've been there, or what has been your history with bullying?
Well, I only have a year left, so yeah, I've seen a little, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of it here and there, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. And I told you, well, I only have a year left, so and I
Right.
told you about
Yeah, I've seen
a little, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of it here.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry about that. Just keep going.
Oh, I've seen, like I told you, I've seen it inside of school and outside of school, and I told you about an incident that happened, you know what I'm saying, at a park, and
Right.
when 3 bigger kids try to get on one little kid, and
Mm-hmm.
just so happened I'm bigger than most kids out there, and
Right.
of course I'm gonna stick up for them, and you know what I'm saying, it's kind of an issue, but at the same time, you can see kids nowadays still have like a different mentality of what they used to
Mm-hmm.
in like grade school because
think,
of what happened.
What happened with what?
Like what happens with it happens in grade school. You know what I'm saying? It happens, of course. Like there's some kids in middle school I know
Mm-hmm.
that changed when they got into high school because what people told them and what type of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you get pigeonholed and people bully you, and
Yeah.
you just become you become what the people are telling you that you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you because you're in it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I'm like that almost happened. You know what I'm saying? Happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, you know me. You knew me as like the goofy kid with the afro and
Right.
you know what I'm saying, baggy clothes and you know what I'm saying, brand of shoes that most people not heard of,
Right,
like British
right.
Knights. And, you know what I'm saying? Like
Go over to BK, Joe.
Hey, that was back in my day, so I know.
so, yeah, like still to this day, I've never owned like a pair of Jordans. You know what I mean? Like, but you see,
But those type, I understand because we put those material things on such a high pedestal, especially when we're in school, because that's why a lot of the schools do uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because but you still got to wear some shoes.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's the point. They still think the uniforms are cool, but people still know who the broke people are by
Right.
what
why
you
the
got on
shoe?
your
Right,
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean?
exactly.
So they're not.
That's how it was where, you know what I'm saying, in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. There's no
That-
escaping
It was
that shit.
like you had to wear blue jeans or khakis. You can't wear, you know what I'm saying, sweats, fingertip length,
Mm-hmm.
no shoulders out. You got to wear like polos or, you know what I'm saying. That's why everybody wore hoodies. You know what I'm saying,
Right.
at school, or that's why you see me to this day. You know what I'm saying, wearing hoodies everywhere I go. Pretty much everywhere I go.
You've never seen anyone or known anyone that's had issues with suicide or anything like that when you've been in school so far?
I can't remember her name, but I knew this one girl who was like, you know what I'm saying, was going through some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know, honestly. So I texted her one day and I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, are you okay? Type stuff, and are you straight?
Mm-hmm.
And she like I don't remember exactly what I said, but she was like, "Oh, thank you, you just saved my life." Type, you know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
didn't even know it,
Mm-hmm.
and that made me get a whole different view of what's going on and what's what's happening
man,
at school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm a bigger dude, so I've never, like, in high school, like when I got sophomore year, when I hit like sophomore year,
Mhm.
I've never faced it.
Have faced any of those
But
issues.
still, I still face issues with the, you know what I'm saying, stereotypes and
Mhm.
the feeling pressure to do stuff that I don't
Right.
want to do, like
Right.
the me playing
Peer pressure,
sports and the, you know what I'm saying, oh, you should smoke with me, or you should drink with me, or you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's just the pressures don't stop. I mean, as you get older and you get in high school, it gets more
Yeah,
intense. Yeah.
it's like back then it's like more of, I bet you won't throw a crayon across the
Right.
classroom
Right.
zone.
And now it
Now
gets
it's like
into
trying to break the law type stuff.
right. Right. Right.
Right.
And it's like,
it's good that you know those things, and are, got your head on straight and is going on things and know what's going on. I want to ask you also, Nicole, what do you think parents can do to help in this situation?
First and foremost, they need to sit down and have a talk with their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Be be interactive in their kids' life. Being interactive interactive at school, at the schools as well.
Mm-hmm.
Get into the schools and find out what's going on.
Right.
Just being there.
Mm-hmm.
Just being there for their kids. And can I say this? I'd commend you, young man. I commend you. Like that young lady said, you saved her life. But that's a lot of things that people don't understand. It's just that kind text, that kind word, to know that somebody is actually, seeing them and seeing that they're going through something, to send that text or even go up to them and say, are you okay?
Right.
Because not everybody has that.
Man.
And those ones that are no longer here did not have that.
That's real.
They didn't have that.
Yeah. Let's
So
give Jenny an applause.
Yes.
Because
I've been through it too, honestly. Like, when it was middle school for me, it was like we was, you know what I'm saying, we were going through stuff with money, and of course I had, you know what I mean, I had bad shoes and not really good outfits and whatever. And I remember one day, and I don't think, like, I haven't forgot about this day. I had some shoes on. I forgot what they were, from Walmart. That's all I know. And the bottoms of them ripped off. The leather of them ripped off.
right.
And everybody in the classroom started calling me walkie talkie, because when I started walking, the shoes looked like the shoes was talking. So I remember I ran out the room, and I was like, you know what I'm saying, in my head about it.
Yeah, because those things can definitely be traumatizing to a child.
It's cruel.
And
because and kids don't understand what they're doing.
Right.
And it's like, to me, it's like, if I see somebody, you know what I'm saying, like, in Arkansas, I had a lot of shoes. Like, that's when I started getting, you know what I'm saying, a lot more stuff, like, or Air Forces, and, you know what I'm saying, a lot more stuff.
Right.
And I remember I saw a kid with, like, his shoes were, you know what I'm saying, kind of beat down or whatever. And I gave him an extra pair of my shoes that you know what I'm saying, I never really, he wore 13 and, I wear 14, but you can, you know what I'm saying, grow into these.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be straight in these.
It's better than being laughed at.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, I gave him, you know what I'm saying, a pair of my shoes, whatever, and
that
kind of stuff.
That's that, man. And like I said, man, we got to do that for each other, because out here it's tough, man, and people are cruel to each other, and
like, not everybody have the same opportunities.
That's real. That's real, man. And we have to, try to change that, because we ourselves, adults, we put a lot of onus on material things and what you have on and how important those things are. When I talk about it all the time, the richest people, they wear the same outfits every day.
Yeah, look at Adam Sandler. Like, you see him. Like,
you see this dude?
Yeah,
do you see what he be wearing?
Yeah, he be wearing like a regular T-shirt.
Hey, if you saw him in the streets, you'd be like, that dude's a bum.
Exactly, but he's making more money than everybody.
He doesn't. Like, that shit doesn't matter to him
at all.
But we get so caught up in material things.
It's because of Instagram.
That's real.
It's because we are. When you're poor, you attach the material things to try to show that what you have is have something. But we know that is not wealth. Material things isn't wealth. Having something is having a home, a nice land, something built for your kids in the future. We know that this is what we call wealth, and it's not a pair of tennis shoes or Jordans. But we need to unlearn that fast.
I just want to say that, when I was a kid growing up,
mm-hmm.
we was dirt poor.
Right.
We couldn't afford nothing. Anytime we got a new pair of shoes, it was Christmas.
Right.
And we had that one pair of shoes all year. Unless somebody bought us a pair of shoes throughout the year, whether it was the pastor and his wife, some of the girls at the church would give their clothes down and, give us stuff that they, couldn't fit or whatever. But we never wore really name brand nothing growing up. Like, it was rare that we did get something that had a name brand. So we was like, okay, we always got picked on because we never had, everybody that we went to school with always had name brand shit.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do. That's what we do. We pick on people who have different things. That's how it goes. But I wanted to ask, what are some of the clues that parents can look out for the child who may be going through something that's maybe suicidal, or maybe they are a bully themselves, or maybe they're going through something in school where they're bullying? Do you think there's anything that the parents can look out for? Any little clues that maybe kids may show, and we are, as parents, are ignoring?
Absolutely. For the kids that are getting bullied, look for behavior changes. Look if they were A students and then you see they grades start slipping, or they start saying, I don't want to go to school, or they, it's almost every day they saying I'm sick, I don't want to go to school today. And or if they're missing things when that you send them to school with, just look for stuff like that. And those are some of the signs, for those that are getting bullied. Even eating habits that changes. But for those that are doing the bullying, look for stuff that they coming home with that you didn't send them to school where you didn't buy for them.
Right.
And just their attitudes and the way that they are, portraying and again just how they're treating people. Just look at all of that as well.
Definitely, that's great advice, and I definitely think that what you're doing is excellent, and it's much needed in a community. And to be a leader of yourself and to put this into motion is something I definitely wanted to applaud and get you on the show and make sure that other people know what you're doing out here. I wanted to make sure I bring up your website because I thought it was important for people to see. Let's get to it real fast. So where are you originally from? Are you from
born and raised in Arizona, believe it or not. Born and raised here.
That is a rarity.
Yeah, I keep hearing that. But I was born in a little place called Parker. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes like southwest of here, in a little town called Parker, Arizona. Matter of fact, I was supposed to be the first child born in the hospital that they built there, but somebody beat my mama in there, so I was the second born up in there. But I've been here in Phoenix for the last 15, 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah, the last 15, 16 years.
That's dope, man. And to come here and get it going.
Yes.
You're from a very small town, right?
Yeah, very small. Town, yeah, so. It's like Cheers. Everybody know your name.
Man, I've been there myself.
How do you feel? Did you face any bullying when you were growing up, and what kind of things did you face?
You know what? I did not.
You didn't?
No, I did not. I was the bully. I was the bully. I hate to admit that, but I was the one picking on the kids. And what's so crazy, maybe about a year or so ago, the young lady that I actually bullied a lot sent me a message via Facebook, just telling me that she's glad that I'm doing what I'm doing now, because she was deathly afraid of me. And it's like, it broke me down. I'm like,
wow,
how could I have made somebody feel so bad? And forgive me if I start crying on here, but it's like, how did I do that? But now she's into into the field where, you know, she's helping like with behaviors and all that kind of stuff. So you know, just to see that she's doing that. But yeah, I was the bully. And then also what helped me and actually what inspired me to keep going in this is my best friend in high school.
Right.
After I got started with this, she told me, she's on, Nicole, I never told you this, but you were my lifesaver in high school.
Wow.
You know, because she was picked on in elementary school and well, actually in middle school. And the thing about that is, it's not always when you don't have the best. This girl was wealthy. She come from a wealthy family, but she
that
was
can
still
get you picked on too.
Yeah, she was still being picked on because of where we lived. We lived on a reservation, and you know, and her being Caucasian,
right?
You know, and all the kids that she grew up with were, you know, were Native Americans, so they picked on her. Right. So it didn't have to do with her not having the latest brand. She had it all, but it didn't matter. You know, it's just when somebody don't like you, they just don't like
you. That's real. Yeah. That's real, man. And I wouldn't call myself a bully, but I definitely was a bad person. I was not good, man, and I treated people badly, right. And I would definitely admit that through high school and junior high, I was not that guy. You know what I mean? So we all have to change and grow up and realize that those things, when you're doing the bullying and you're fighting and you're it's usually something, inner demons that you're fighting yourself.
Yes.
And it's usually something that's going on in your life, unfortunately, in your home life, that you're running from or that you need to get away from.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I mean, I had a strong family home. I grew up in a strong home, a mother, single parent, but not having that father, I think for us and us being latchkey kids, being home by ourselves most of the time, we pretty much have to raise ourselves. She's working 16 hours a day. So you become what people want you to be. And I think the easiest thing to be for me was to be the tough guy. And that was a better way to protect my feelings and protect other people from kind of cracking what I am. You know what I mean? And for I look back at it, and I've never been who I wanted to be. I've always been what others thought I should be. So that's important for kids to learn, because you don't really know who you are while you're a kid. You're just trying to figure it out, man. And it's hard to be yourself when you just have no idea. So I would say to parents to try to take time to try to figure out what your kid likes, what are their talents, and gravitate them toward them things, because
what are their interests?
Right. Because not having anything is probably the worst thing ever for a kid. And then you go out there and you just start finding things, you know what I mean? And it's going to be bad. It's not going to be positive. It's going to be negative. Right. You know what I mean? It's like a discussion we was having on my page the other day, how the streets don't teach us anything, but we all talk about street knowledge as if it's a good thing. All of us. Street knowledge is great. I'd rather have street knowledge than book knowledge, some people say. And the streets is bad, man. None of us is getting anything from these streets that are good nowadays. Since I've known, it's just been killing and robbery and drugs, and it's a different way to go. The books, education. So those are the things I think we should be focusing on, and maybe that'll help out with the kids. But it's hard, man, because like I said, these kids are mirroring the adults also.
Yes, they are.
And we can't come out with stop bullying for adults, because we all do it on Facebook every day. We're making fun of people for having different ways, or being gay, or being a cross-dresser, or trans, or whatever the situation is. We're bullying online. Grown adults are bullying all across the board. And how does that help or hurt the situation? To me, I think it astounds it. I think it makes it 10 times worse that the adults are hoping that kids will do this on their own while they watch the adults be bullies. I mean, we had a bully president just a year ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? He made it to the president's office as a bully, picking on people and calling them names. And there's still people who say to this day that he was fine as president and he didn't do a bad job. And
that's cap.
And look what we got right now. People still say it. Look at Biden. we was better off where we were. And this guy calling people names every day.
Right.
Every chance he gets.
Athletes.
Sons of bitches. When they do, they want to get rid of the chop down there in Atlanta because it's racist.
He go down there and
where was his ass at? Let's chop. Any chance he puts himself in the middle of racism. And he was the leader of the free country.
Right.
Charlottesville. Oh, they some fine people.
Right. People who walk around beating up people.
Yeah.
They're okay.
They're good people.
They're good. They're okay. They just had a bad day.
I don't beat up people when I have a bad day.
And what you saying that though, and what you saying that's what it is. Like I was saying at the school. Oh well, they just had a bad day. No, y'all, this. They didn't just kill somebody. As you bringing up Charlottesville, this person just went out there and ran in and killed folks, and these other ones is going out and just hitting folks for no reason. Right. Something got to be done.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's why, you know what I'm saying? I know this is a sensitive topic, but you know what I'm saying? School shootings be happening.
Yes.
Because of bullying.
Yes.
That literally, think about it. If you're still bullying people, you're literally putting your life at risk because you don't know what this person is capable of.
That's right.
And you don't know what they have at home.
And the access.
Just because they don't talk about it don't mean they don't have it.
And the access to guns is
easy.
Insane nowadays.
So easy.
Right. So you kids,
no matter like where you are, you know what I'm saying?
And
you can go to Walmart and get a gun.
I do love that. I mean, I hated that the kid fell through the cracks when he was doing the drawings. He had a lot of clues that he was
asking for help,
that he was asking for, and he was going through a lot of things, and no one really did anything. So
both his parents was having an affair.
This last kid that
it was a kid.
The kid in Michigan.
Yeah, in Michigan.
Yeah, Oxford.
The school shooting.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
They had a lot of clues and things, and no one really took the time to talk to this kid. So we had to. The parents are paying the price, and I think that unfortunately this is probably the way that needs to start going, because these parents
need to be held responsible.
You got to be held responsible for your kids.
Yes.
You let them get the access to guns. You think guns is a game. Everybody in this country think it's a game, man. And these kids going to school shooting up people, they don't understand, because the adult didn't make them understand clearly enough how much hurt a gun can cause. So the guns aren't locked up. They think the kids, man, I think it was in Arizona, a 10-year-old killed his pops and a roommate. 10-year-old kid accessed the gun. Like, we have to start thinking, man, better about what's going on with these guns and the access for these schools. Something has to change, man. I feel scared every day for these kids, because it's just insane what's going on. But last question for you. What do you see your company going, You Matter 2, going in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, you know what? Hopefully, doing some of the things that you just said, just making ourselves visible for these kids that are having the issues that the parents ain't paying attention. At least if we there, maybe getting some youth like Jimmy that can be peer leaders in these schools, around and be that one that's going
real.
to these kids that's having the issues. Because if I can't be there, at least these leaders these young leaders are there.
That's real.
To make sure that these kids are again, know that somebody care about them. Get them the help that they need. Get them the assistance that they need. Be on the lookout. Though these leaders need to be on the lookout as well to see some of the behaviors of some of their classmates and to see. They're not going down the right road, or what, we may be in trouble. Like you said, if the signs are there, pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. And as Jimmy was stating just a minute ago, when these kids are bullying these kids at school, not only are they putting themselves in jeopardy, but everybody else. You see with these mass shootings, they're not shooting just one person. They taking it out on everybody. Yeah. So let's stop it. Let's be again proactive and get to them. Let them know, that you matter. Yes, it's hard. This life is hard. But let's get through this. Let's find some coping mechanisms to help you get through this. That's one of the things that these kids nowadays don't have, like we had. we had tougher skin. We had thicker skin. I'm gonna say back then when things happened. You know, we either stood up for ourselves or we let them know we
weren't about to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. You know, we knew. You know, we not finna let anybody do this to us. And like you said, you had to do. You had to get you had to put that persona out there that that I'm the tough one. No, you didn't go out bullying, but that was your coping mechanism. And that's if we can get the coping mechanisms to these kids again, to teach them. Don't worry about what they say. Don't worry about the negative things that they say. Because if you don't accept what they're saying about you, it ain't gonna bother you. Don't internalize it.
That's real.
So just again, I see myself just getting out into these schools more and just empowering these kids. I have a couple of collaborative partners, Missouri Circle, and Community Mission that we are together. Going into the schools and getting the positive message out to the youth. Again, just empowering them. That's what they need. Empowering.
Well, we love it, and You Matter Too is trying to make a difference. Go to their website. What is that? YouMatter22017.org.
Yes.
There's a donate button on that page. Use it. Donate. Help out, and we're definitely watching this happen. So donate, help out. And let's get these kids on the right track, man, so they can have someone to talk to, and she can have more resources and more to help out the kids of the city in Phoenix. So thanks, Nicole, for coming through. We appreciate you.
I appreciate
you. We're gonna go on to the next part of the show. You can sit through and whatever you want to discuss, or you can have anything to say through the rest. So let's we're gonna get ready for Habari Weekly here in a second. Let's get it here. We got first we got some of the news that went on. I want to talk about Sidney Partier, the first black man to win a Best Actor Oscar, passes away at 94. Sidney Partier, the Oscar-winning actor who brought a quiet dignity to his characters on screen and helped break down the color barrier in Hollywood, has died. Partier, the first black man to win an Academy Award for Best Actor in 1964 for his role in Lilies of the Field. He was perhaps best known for his role as a black doctor engaged to a white woman in 1967's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, in which he starred opposite Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy. That same year, he portrayed his most successful character, Philadelphia detective Virgil Tibbs, in the Southern crime drama In the Heat of the Night. It was a role he would reprise in 2 sequels. He played an inner city teacher in To Serve with Love in his third film in 1967. Sidney Partier was a great man, and we were pretty young, but we didn't really understand everything that he was doing. But as we grew up, you start realizing all the doors that he had kicked down for all of us, that we wouldn't be able to do this show here without people of this magnitude taking the chances and kicking in the doors and fighting racism and being brave and getting out there, man, and making a difference. He's one of the best actors, period. No color matters. He was the best. You know what I mean? The dude was just a great, great, great actor, and he will be missed. And we want to make sure that we honor him and what he did for the black people in America. You know what I mean? Because we all remember Heat of the Night when we was growing up. Your grandmama was watching the show, the TV show, and you shut up, boy. I was watching Heat of the Night.
Better not say a word.
Don't say nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we all remember that, and how fast we fell asleep when it came on. So those were the days, and we grew up on that, and we definitely want to give a shout out to Sidney. And Ahmaud Arbery's killers get life in prison. Only one gets parole possibility. The 3 men convicted of killing Ahmaud Arbery have been sentenced. Travis McMichael, 35, was sentenced to life without possibility of parole. He delivered the deadly shot and was convicted on all 9 charges: malice, murder, 4 counts of felony murder, aggravated assault with a shotgun, aggravated assault with a pickup truck, false imprisonment, and criminal intent to commit a felony. So all of them will pay for that and get justice for Ahmaud Arbery, and we want to definitely. So yes, on at least for one case, we get some justice. You know what I mean? We still, we still out here fighting. You know what I mean? But with this case here, we saw the right thing get done, and we definitely want to say thank you on that situation for the people who put the work in and make sure that these people are going to jail, man. Because it doesn't happen in all cases. We had a body cam footage released in a fatal shooting in Ohio on New Year's Day. Williams, 46, was firing a celebratory shots in the air from his rifle just outside his home in Canton, Ohio on January 1st when police arrived. His wife, Marquetta Williams, told ABC News that Canton police said that they were called to investigate a shot-fired incident. The body cam footage on the officer can be heard saying, "I saw the male's head through the fence. After I heard the shots, I got in my cruiser, went up to the porch, and saw him putting the rifle away." Which doesn't make sense because the guy was already shot. I don't understand. Then several shots are fired, and the officer appears to walk toward the sound. The officer approaches the fence of Williams' home. In the audio of the body camera footage, shots can still be heard. That's when the officer shoots towards the fence and fatally strikes Williams, who Marquetta said was on the other side of the fence. Her husband was bleeding. He walked into the home. Body cam footage shows Williams coming out of her front door yelling, "My husband's been shot." Another officer can be heard in the footage noting that the children are inside. Officers then ordered all people in the house to come out. First aid was administered. Williams encountered in the home. When he was encountered, he was transported to Canton Fire paramedics to the area hospital where he was pronounced dead. All evidence has been turned over to Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations. According to Canton Police, the officer has been on administrative leave. Man, this is bad all the way around. I hate to hear it. I mean, you number one, I mean, the police shot the man through the fence. Didn't put down the gun.
No,
none of that warning. Hey,
it's
what
the
are you
police.
doing? Just shot. So but at the same time,
He's on administrative leave.
That's what they always get. Hopefully, he'll be charged with murder because the guy was shooting in the air, so he wasn't, facing any violence versus anyone else.
Right.
So he wasn't a danger to anyone else. So they should have, hey, put down the gun, put down the rifle. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Those words should have been said instead of just a shot being fired. Also, man, these shooting in the air, man, for New Year's, man. That
I don't know why people do that.
We have to stop this, man. We have to stop.
What is the purpose of shooting
the bullets
a gun
come
into
down.
the air?
We keep saying this every year. And people, he's 46 and he didn't know this. Those bullets come down, my brother. People die from that.
Didn't something happen in Peoria like that?
I don't know. I just know that I've a while ago, a little girl was sitting in her bed and somebody was shooting in the air for New Year's and she was hit.
Yeah, I think that's what I think that was somewhere over here, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, it happens a lot. So, I mean, I wish people would just stop doing it, man. Now, he paid the ultimate price for doing this, trying to celebrate, and here come the police just shooting.
Right.
They are definitely 100% wrong, and I hope he paid the price, but we still have to stop doing this shooting in the air, man, on New Year's, man. It's very, very dangerous, and people get hurt.
Every year.
Guns are not a game, man. So what you have for the Habari Weekly, man? Miss Aisha?
This week in Habari Weekly, I just wanted to talk about ASU, what they're doing. They've been participating or selected as one of 10 universities to participate in a program called Cool Food Meal. Mm-hmm. And what that does is they're introducing foods that have a low carbon footprint.
Okay.
Which is tailored towards climate change. They want to basically say, low carbon footprint, reduce the emissions, things like that. Right. And ASU has partnered with World Resources Institute and Amarak. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the company's name correctly, but they've partnered with those two companies in order to do this with the students. And the reason why ASU was chosen was because the students have a commitment themselves to combat climate change through the foods that they eat.
That's dope.
They want our lands. They want the lands that the food is grown on to have a low carbon footprint.
Right.
So that's where they're getting all the meals. The meals will have a badge displayed with the cool food meal on it.
Dope.
They'll have a Southwest breakfast skillet. They'll have linguine and garlic shrimp. And then they'll have a cauliflower rice stir fry.
And all of the vegetables are coming locally, right? Grown locally, right?
I don't know if they're all grown locally, but they do say that all of the foods will have a low carbon footprint. So if I'm betting correctly, then low carbon footprint means that it didn't take as long to get from point A to point B.
Well, I mean, they use less energy also.
It uses less energy to grow, it takes less transportation to get from
water.
Right. It's less everything in order to grow, like the sweet potatoes and cauliflower and things like that that we wouldn't think are low carbon actually are.
Yeah, man. Instead of us, we have to go back to eating at home, man.
Right.
We eat too much fast food.
Like that show that we was watching the other day on Disney. And they was talking about how the 80s just
it just destroyed the next 30, 40 years.
Right.
I mean, we started, that's when we started. Most people now.
Right. And now we're having obese kids and
we paid for it. We paid for it. Our parents, you know, they were working, man. They were working. And that generation worked. That's all they did.
More women got into working. So it was kind of like women aren't at home cooking. So we all about fast.
We have to figure out a different way to feed the kids.
Right. So now we have to figure out how can we get fast food
and still be fresh and
healthy
and less calories and
still taste
processed
good.
Foods.
Right.
We grew up on the Hot Pockets, on the noodles,
the bagel bite.
Right. These are the things we grew up on because mama wasn't at home. You know what I mean?
The ramen noodles.
Yeah. So we had to microwave some shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that was a big invention of the 80s also because, I mean, it was huge. And it was huge for just making sure that we had something to eat and mom didn't have to come home.
And cook for everybody.
We didn't have to cook and burn the house down.
Right.
You know, that was always a big plus, you know. So, yeah, man, we have to keep changing. People have to stop running to Taco Bell because they got some wings. Stop. We have to stop running to breaking our neck to give our money to these people. That's all we do.
That Popeye's new chicken sandwich.
I mean, that's all we do, man. We are.
I'm saying, like, every new food trend, we all over it. Like,
over it more than them.
Taco Bell launched those wings the other day. The first day, and everybody was all on Facebook. Man, y'all tried them Taco Bell wings?
Here come Jimmy.
Y'all gonna take me Taco Bell?
What you say, Jimmy? Yeah, I gotta get the wings. Hey. That's what I gave you. Because, man, we gotta change the mind state, man. Let's eat at home, man. Let's stop giving all our money to these people. And then it's bad for you. That's the thing. We're eating horrible foods from horrible places.
And then we have diseases like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes.
Man.
And people don't think that these diseases, they're associated with what you eat.
The main contributors are what we're eating.
Let me say too, and I'm just figuring this out, is a lot of the stuff that we're eating is also contributing to our behaviors as well.
Yeah.
That all these chemicals and like y'all saying, all this processed stuff, it's messing with our balance.
Yeah, chemical imbalance, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
They say that it was this one study that I read on. They were saying that people who eat a lot of pork, they have a higher chance of having Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that.
And it's definitely mental.
Yes.
It's the chemicals and the way that the meat is processed.
Yes.
It affects our brain.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It definitely does. So I agree with that. And I definitely want to give ASU an applause and the students for doing something different and setting the tune. I love what these new kids are doing nowadays. So let's get over to the Hollywood hotness. What you got going in the world of entertainment, Mama?
Well, you know, in the world of entertainment, there's a lot that goes on.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to compare two different situations, but the same thing happened, you know? Janet Jackson in the Super Bowl.
Mm.
You don't really hear too much from Janet Jackson anymore, right?
Nope.
No, you don't.
But Miley Cyrus just had the same thing happen to her on nationwide TV New Year's Eve.
On what channel though?
NBC.
It wasn't the Super Bowl, so they don't care. You know what I mean?
She still had a wardrobe malfunction and her titties was out.
For real, let me go find that. Let me go Google that.
And everybody is all on social media. I applaud you, Miley Cyrus. You handled that professionally, because she just took her hand and just covered up her boobs and still kept going with the performance.
Yeah.
Until the next song. Then she gonna turn around and go off stage and come back with just a blazer and nothing on it.
A lot of people were not mad at Janet. It was the person,
but it hurt her career.
It was Justin Timberlake.
Let me tell you though. It was the person who ran the channel who was mad. He was upset, and he had power that can kill her career.
But this was Miley Cyrus's. It was her New Year's Eve party,
right?
And Pete Davidson was our co-host.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it doesn't matter. Like, Janet Jackson got her career ruined for wardrobe malfunction as a woman.
What year was it though?
It doesn't matter what year it is.
It does. It's a different time, Mom. It's a different time. It's not the same days. It's not going to be the same, and it's not as many people was watching. It was hot. What time at night? 12, 1 o'clock at night? Man. That's what I'm saying. You got to think about the situation. The Super Bowl is in the middle of the day. Kids are watching. People are eating dinner, and a titty popped out. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's different.
Everybody was like, "Oh,
right."
You don't think motherfuckers partying on New Year's Eve and the kids ain't up watching a titty pop out?
No, it's different. Kids should be asleep. It's midnight. You know what I mean? So it's a different situation. But I do feel you. But I do see the differences, because that's in the middle of the day.
That part. That's what I was trying to say, but I didn't want to say it.
I know what you said. You can't say it. It could be different because she's a white girl, but I do think that is because it was at night. Because most people don't even know that it happened. This was the Super Bowl. Everybody was fucking watching this shit. Everybody was watching the Super Bowl. Not everybody was watching it. Nobody watches NBC.
That is true. That part is true though. But at the same time though, like,
NBC is trash now. They used to be dope, but now no one watches that shit. So that's why it's not gonna get as much. But you're right. She should not be getting applause. No.
For having her titty popping out. Oh, girl, you go, girl. You did that right.
And she got some trainer bra titties too.
Right.
Janet got some real titties. That was a real titty.
Janet got some melons.
Right. Nobody care about them little A's, man.
I do. Wait a minute.
Miley Cyrus got some little peckers.
Right.
They barely peeking through the damn
That's
shirt.
Nobody cared. Janet shit plopped out. They was like, oh my goodness.
They was like, ooh, a juicy titty.
Right. Oh my goodness. Ain't nobody, you right. It's black. It's a black lady. It's different. You right.
They saying that well, you know, anyway, Kim Kardashian and you know, Pete Davidson are together now.
Right.
And Julia Fox and Kanye West are together, but Julia Fox and Pete Davidson used to have a thing.
Really?
Bet you didn't know that, did you?
Man, Hollywood is just like high school.
It really is.
But it is just
and then Kanye West gonna move across the street from Kim Kardashian. Yeah. Like her.
What did that happen? It was a movie. Did that happen in a
movie?
Neighbor.
Right. Hey neighbor.
Pick it all up on the face.
Hold on, wait. We was just watching it in Mayor Easttown. Her and her ex-husband was living across the street. Backyard.
Backyard.
But
I'm moving, dog.
They said Miley Cyrus was all on Pete Davidson during the show or whatever.
During the New Year's show.
She was flirting and everything. So Kim Kardashian unfollowed Miley Cyrus on everything.
I'm telling you. It's a big... They act like they for real in high school.
And Pete Davidson looked like an alien, dog.
Pete Davidson looks like a junkie. Like,
yeah, he does.
Like one of them little crackheads be walking up the street.
But he getting all the women.
Hey, brother, you got some money for me?
All of them. He's getting
Like,
all the women.
go home.
Getting them all, man.
Get them all.
Man,
I'm surprised Kim
it's
Kardashian didn't try to go
He got
with
a Hollywood checklist. He
right.
He like, hey,
and he checking them off.
It's like it's the dudes who look like that.
Tristan Thompson checking them off too.
He ain't.
It's like
Oops, I did it again.
It's you know Machine Gun Kelly?
Sorry. I got a
Yes,
baby
we know
number 3.
Machine Gun Kelly, man.
Man, he got old girl from the Transformers.
Megan.
Oh yeah. But she what? I guess, man. I don't understand. These cats know who they was dating last. They probably cool with the dude, and I just don't get it, man. That is some
which is
small
crazy to me
town
because
stuff.
But that's Hollywood.
Because
that's some small town stuff. That's how it is. They keep it in a little small
they little
Hollywood
circle.
clique, and everybody just.
Because Pete Davidson tells a story about Kanye and how he was cool with Kanye. Then you go off with his wife.
That's how it is,
bro.
The whole time we kicking it, they looking at your lady. They looking over at her,
looking past you,
but they looking at her the whole time, hoping that you mess up.
Don't mess up.
In her inbox, like, hey, baby,
man,
let me know when you fuck up.
This is how it is.
I'm here.
Man. This is what we got to deal with, man. So,
call me when he start fucking.
It's
up.
like
Yes.
We got onto my part. You done with yours, right? I got the Book of Boba Fett, episode 2. So we reviewed the episode of the Book of Boba Fett. It continues the story after the series premiere. I thought the first episode was kind of underwhelming for a series opener. Chapter 2, The Tribes of Tatooine, is a mild improvement over its predecessor, with ideas that are just beginning to be fleshed out. I still don't really understand where it's going with everything. We were introduced to the twins, the Jabba twins. We were also able to see the Black Wookiee bounty hunter, Black Corsatin. I think that's how you pronounce it, who was initially in the comics. It is starting to find its footing, admittedly taking a villain from Star Wars old trilogy from the 70s and trying to make him a protagonist in a TV series. Definitely an intriguing concept that doesn't immediately make him the most sympathetic character, because you really don't care what happens to him.
Right.
Because if he dies, I really don't care right now. Furthermore, it can be difficult for the audience to connect with the Tuskens, as they don't have facial expressions. And I was saying that too, like when I was watching it, like it's kind of hard to feel what these people are feeling because they got these damn stupid masks on. But
it's their language, though. Their body language. You can watch out for that. Because when
they
get excited, they be like...
Facial expressions are needed, though, man. I don't know, man. But so far, the flashbacks have been more compelling than the present-day storyline, but the show may do more exciting things in the future. This is a slower, distinct flavor of Star Wars than what we're used to, but it has the promise of becoming a fan favorite. So far, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. And hopefully keep watching, hopefully get better. But it's nowhere near what the Mandalorian was doing.
Yeah, the Mandalorian was raw.
Which I thought was just
I never watched
really, really dope, man.
They started with action.
Yeah, man. And it was just the way the story was and the characters, you connected to them a little bit more.
Like, I've never been interested in Star Wars. I never was really into it.
Me either, man. I wasn't a big Star Wars fan myself. I remember as a kid, we did have the characters because, I was in that generation where...
Of course, I know like Darth Vader and like Luke Skywalker and Anakin. And
your generation, you had those trash movies that came out in the early 2000s. So, I understand you not liking it as much, but we're kind of more connected to it because we grew up in that era in the early 80s when it was big. It was a big deal. And they just fucked them up, man. The last 6 movies have not been that great.
Man, they have
that Rise of Skywalker movie wasn't that great.
No, it was the last. Well, it's every time they do them, they wait 10 years and then they do a trilogy. You know what I mean? It seems like that's what they've been doing, and it doesn't always.
It doesn't seem like the story connects when they do that,
and that's the problem. Is
because then they got to go back and tell everything that happened in between those years.
And I always said that it was dope what he did, but he messed up also. That he he started the show at the end of the show.
Right.
So that's
like they
thing.
should go in order, not just like the end of it.
He messed up. He started the series at the end, so then they had to go back and retell the stories, and it just wasn't no connection to the stories as that. But
it's just like reading a book backwards.
Right.
That's basically all they did, was just they told the story book backwards.
Mm-hmm. Backwards like a motherfucker. But
it didn't really
Hollywood hotness for this week though, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We want to.
I mean, you know,
what?
We still got one more part of the show.
Oh shit! Really? Oh, my bad.
Miss Nicole hasn't taken her final exam yet.
There you go. I forgot all about it.
Dun, dun, dun.
You're gonna be running over, but go ahead.
Let's do this. Let's do this. All right.
We got 5 questions for you.
Okay.
You get 3 out of the 5 correct.
Okay.
And we'll donate to your charity of choice.
Oh, look at it. Let's do this. Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
All right. Question number 1. What country has the world's most ancient forest?
Is it China?
No.
Most ancient forest. Yeah,
that would hard. Be
India.
Australia.
Right. Okay. Dang. Ancient forest.
The most ancient forest.
Look, y'all gonna make me get in my history book.
Question 2. Which country was the Caesar salad invented?
In Rome.
Right.
Caesar, Rome. Come on.
Right. That's what I said.
Was it Italy though?
No, it was not.
Caesar.
It would be
Mexico.
Mexico ain't got nothing to do with Caesar salad.
I know.
Taco salad, I can understand.
A little tidbit for you. Caesar candidate, I think that's how you pronounce his last name.
Mm-hmm.
He was an Italian immigrant.
Okay.
But he ran and owned his restaurants
in Mexico.
Wow.
And the United States.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But the United States didn't have the ingredients for what he was doing, and he kind of ran out of one of his meals that he was doing, so he just threw a bunch of stuff together, and that's what he called it.
That's when the Caesar salad
and that's when the Caesar salad was created.
Look,
in Mexico.
Wow.
There you go.
This is dope though. See, y'all making me have to learn some stuff. That's good.
In which film did father and son actors Will and Jaden Smith first appear together?
Ooh, is that A Pursuit of Happiness?
That is The Pursuit of Happiness.
I knew that.
You better than me.
Oh yeah, I knew that. You knew that? I knew that. There's an interview going out like that was going around that was like Jaden Will was looking for a kid to, you know what I'm saying?
To play the part.
Yeah, he looked over at his son. He was like, do you want to do the movie?
Yeah. Who better? You know?
Right.
All right. What state is the only state that borders just one other state?
One state that borders one other state. That borders.
It's only connected to one other state.
I'm trying to think way up there. Is it Maine or Rhode Island? That's up at the top. Way at the top. Ooh. Lord, today.
Go with which one of the two you said? Which one you gonna go with?
I say Maine.
Maine is correct.
All right. Woo, woo, woo. Give it to me. Yes.
I did not think. I thought Maine was touching like New Hampshire or something like that also.
So it's just one other state.
I knew Maine was up there.
Yeah.
Last question.
All right.
Which fruit floats because 25% of its volume is air?
What fruit floats? I ain't gonna say orange because I had orange and it didn't float. Ooh, Lord. Air.
I
don't know.
I know what it is.
Is it Apple?
Apple is correct.
All right. Is that what you gonna say, Jimmy?
Yeah. So what you get? What you get? 3?
She got
two.
Two. We need you to get 3.
Yeah. She got 3. She got 3.
She got 3.
She got an apple. She got Maine and the Pursuit of Happiness.
There we go.
So, which charity are we donating?
We donating to?
That would be You Matter Too.
You Matter Too.
Yeah.
Definitely. So you'll be the man.
Awesome.
We see the donate on your page. That's work. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we go and we'll donate to it and get some going to your cause and make sure that that we can help you out, man, because that's what we do here.
Appreciate that.
You have anything else, Aisha, Jimmy?
No, that was it. I just kind of wanted to throw a curveball in there at the last second.
For sure, we did it pretty fast today, so we didn't go over that much. So it's pretty dope, man. We appreciate you, Nicole, for coming through, and we hope nothing but great things for you in the future and your organization.
Thank you.
Peace out, everyone.
Holla, holla.
Next week. Peace out.